Hey, we are live on the red carpet, and with me is celebrity chef Paul Friedman, all the way from South Africa, although he's in the United States now. Thank you so much for being here, chef.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And I just love that accent. You're going to have to talk to me all night. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine. Most of women do.
Well, you have a very interesting background. You've owned 58, 5-8
Yes,
restaurants.
mhm.
Where did this passion of cooking come from?
Well, it was all my mother's fault, to be honest. She had no idea what she was doing. But
Yay, Mom.
yeah, So I know the story is because my brother's 6 years older than me. And he said, when you came home from the hospital with Mom, you cried, but not like a normal child. You did not stop crying. And they kind of figured out what was wrong because Mom had decided from having my three older siblings, she breastfed them, said that was enough for her. So I got the formula. And I'm 61, so 61 years ago, the formula in South Africa had just been introduced.
Ooh.
So they thought I had colic, so they changed the formula once and twice. And after 3 weeks, my mom said, I've had enough. Can't take this anymore. She said to our maid, who was an amazing cook, she said, get him out the house or I'm going to kill him. So my maid took me out the house in the back where she was living, and she took everything she needed for the formula to feed me. And as she was preparing it, she realized that as she was dabbing it to make sure it wasn't too hot, she realized that there was barely anything coming out of the bottle. So she took a needle and poked it in there and put it back in my mouth, and I scarfed that milk up in 30 seconds. I was starving to death, which is why I was crying. I'm lucky to be alive, right? And so she then takes me and ties me on her back, like most of the maids do in South Africa, right? Because that's how they raise their children, on the back, and they take them all over the place. So I spent the first 2 years on my maid's back, because when she took us back in the house, Mom said, what happened? Look, he's sleeping. So yeah, I finally had something to eat, and I was, So she said, "Oh well, thank goodness we know what the problem is. Just keep him on your back." So I spent the next 2 years on my maid's back, and I was always in the kitchen. So I learned how to cook through the art of smell, through the nose.